You know, my podcast is called No Rush, No Agenda, and that's definitely the case. But as I've been thinking about recording this episode today, I try to leave it to just spontaneity, just whatever comes to mind comes to mind. But, obviously this week it's February, what, 6th right now? February 6th. And the things we're finding out in this country about the elite and the powerful. And this has nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. What we are finding out is just beyond disturbing. There is not a word to describe these type of human beings who would hurt and do the things they're doing to children. And, throughout my life, I was born in February 12th, 1968. I'm coming up on my 58th birthday. All of these issues, from the environmental issues to the racial issues, the global issues, economic issues, they've all been there. We've had better distractions and we have better devices than we did back then. Things seem a little more comfortable and a little better, but to be honest, it's just gotten worse. Nothing has gotten better. We haven't fixed the environment. We haven't ended racism or homelessness. We're still working class citizens chasing an imaginary digit we call money for an economy that is controlled by obvious psychopaths and maniacs. And I said the other day in one of my videos, like if you look at ancient Persia, all the way up to Christopher Columbus, to those in power today, corruption, deceit, betrayal, disgust, just absolutely the worst acts a human can do. So for me to come on here today and just, talk about the universe or life or some beautiful moment or sad moment in my life, it just seems all kind of trivial right now. The veil has been lifted. Everybody, regardless of your religious belief and your political belief, is seeing that the corruption is within our religions, within our corporations, within our government, our law enforcement. It's just everywhere. And if we take all of this into consideration, enslaving a race for money, mass slaughtering of animals on just an insane, unprecedented level, the destruction we are doing to this planet, land, sea, air, and water. And this is a planet that provides everything we'll ever need for free, from land, air, fruits and vegetables, water, everything. What we've been doing throughout humankind has been destroying the planet, enslaving and destroying each other, manipulating our children with education, and just turning humanity into some industrial product flying through space on this beautiful planet we're destroying. And it is just the most insane thing. And when you really step back and look at it, can you say with any sense of truth or confidence that throughout history, good people have been in control? You can't. From religion to politics to governments to societies, we today are worse than we ever have been before. We're more divided on more subjects. We are still destroying this planet at an alarming rate. We are committing genocide in other nations. We are literally trafficking and murdering and killing children, humans. I statistically did research the other day. Now, you might want to battle these numbers, but if you sit down and do the research, you'll see that these are accurate. Every single day in the United States alone, there are hundreds and hundreds of missing cases reported. Most of them are solved. Most of them are solved. However, on a yearly basis in the United States, there are approximately 100,000 unresolved missing person cases a year. And out of those, about 300 are children. So every single day in the United States, 266 people go missing and are never seen again. And out of those 266 people a day, on average, from 5 to 8 per day are children. That's an airline full of people vanishing every day. Now, of course, you have people drowning, you have people falling in cracks of the earth. I'll give you that. I'll give you the earth has opened up and swallowed 10 people just mysteriously. Where are the rest of the people? So there has been no time in history that we have been guided or helped and assisted by anyone or anything that has been good. When we look back at the United States itself, we can go all the way back to the Industrial Revolution. We had children in the United States working in factories. So the Industrial Revolution, we had child labor. You can go up to Vietnam, World War II, when we sent out generations of people to die based on lies and greed and corruption, all the way up to Vietnam. We sent an entire generation off to die for money and lies. And then you had the AIDS epidemic, where we let an entire culture, a way of life, just sit there and suffer out there to die because we didn't agree with their way of life, all the way up to COVID and everything in between. Every 4 to 8 years, this political cycle that just throws us in this chaos. Every time this system just works on more things to keep us divided. Racism, inequality, economic indifference, industrial indifference, environmental indifference. We have never been guided by good people. You know who the good people are? The working class, the poor people, the ones suffering and struggling, the ones stepping over themselves and making mistakes and getting up and moving forward. Not those living pampered lives, those catered by billions of dollars. These people are in control because they're wealthy. They are in the positions they are in because they have bought their power to protect their way of life. What we are experiencing today, all of it, from the Epstein files to the absolute horror within them to every other thing that divides us, is dictated and manufactured by those in power. And our political leaders, some of them are trying to step up today. They're trying to call for more accountability after seeing the horrors in these files. But as far as I'm concerned, our military leaders have failed their constitutional oath. Our politicians, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, are just con artists. They are two sides of the same coins. There is nobody coming to save us. No extraterrestrial is landing. No Messiah is floating down from the sky. No politician is going to do it. It is going to be the people who force the change. And we force the change by economic resistance, by not shopping at companies that continuously price gouge the people, manipulate the planet, support these insane politicians. We make them hemorrhage money until they stand on the side of the people and pay their fair share in federal income tax so you and I don't have to. We hold these corporations accountable to a reasonable profit margin cap. They can make their money, but they cannot exploit the people or overcharge us anymore. And our politicians, we threaten them. They have held the American people for generations up against the wall and in the corner. Everybody in your family before you believed they were fighting and working for a better tomorrow. Is it a better tomorrow? Is it really? So we put them in the corner. We tell them no more support and no more amplification of their messages. We tell them we will not donate one more penny to their campaign. And we will potentially Withdraw our votes and withhold them, and we will find people to elevate, uplift, and vote for. The people must stand in solidarity, no matter who you are, where you are, what you believe in, who you pray to, who you salute to, what you wear, what you call yourself. It is time to knock it off. It is time to transcend what has divided us, because everything that has been dividing us has been manufactured to do so, to keep you and I as the sheep. Do you want to keep following along, little sheep? Or do you think it's time to wake up? That's the question I leave you with today, because it is time to wake up. And the only way that happens is by you accepting the truth. We've been manipulated, we've been screwed over, and for the longest time, our political system has done nothing but oppress and lie to the people and dangle a better tomorrow in our faces and never deliver. And if we want it, it's time we stand in solidarity. Every single one of us in this country as Americans. We outnumber all of them. We have the will, the intelligence, and the power. And we truly could be that beacon of light and hope, not only for everyone around us, but for every other country to follow. So rather than being the embarrassment, the destructive, disgusting embarrassment that we are, let us change it. We scream from the mountaintops, we amplify the messages that resonate the truth, and we stand in unified solidarity, unprecedented solidarity. So, little sheep, are you going to keep following the cult leader and the rest of the flock, or are you going to wake up and fight? That's what I want to know. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all next week.